So when you're ready.
So we should say hi, we're the Smiths in the Millionaire Matchmakers of Capital.
Of raising capital.
Yeah,
Millionaire Matchmakers of raising
Capital.
capital.
Yeah, so we'll say it together. Hi guys.
Ready?
Yeah. Hey guys.
Hello guys, we are SMIC and we are the Millionaire Matchmakers of Raising Capital.
And today we're coming to speak to you guys about why investors never find you. Before we go into that, we just want to just kind of share some really cool stuff that we've been up to this week. So Swallow, what have we been up to this week?
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting one really. We had an event that we were invited to with some Chinese dignitaries that were investing in a company that I work with called D-Works, which is a blockchain kind of investment company. And we do STOs there and everything. So they had a little launch. So we went there and then we were meeting with a company called We, which is they invest in smaller projects in Africa, so startups, and they have a fund as well. So that was great to catch up with some old contacts which are doing new things that we can bring together towards the whole SMIC Square Mile Investment Club and bringing that together. So we did that. What else did we do?
So we met up with one of our new potential partners, which is the British China Financier Association. So this is a group where we're hoping to collaborate with, we are collaborating with to bring Chinese investors who are looking at investment in projects in the UK and potentially Africa as well. So it's been a really productive week, and I'm just happy to kind of be sharing this platform and assisting those who maybe want to do something, like you guys don't know how to, you've got an idea, you've got a vision, but you need the money to do it. And that's really like our passion in terms of helping people, because we have, by God's grace, have this sort of network and we have this knowledge. It's just been really amazing that we can support entrepreneurs and help people, especially people who want to do projects in Africa, especially people who have really good visions and ideas for great businesses. So
yeah, and also we do my strengths, bringing it together with Victoria's strengths, are that we have both different kind of clientele and different kind of strengths and experiences. With mine is more technology, blockchain, and AI, and the clientele that I have are kind of more established. They already have money, and they maybe want to go into a different business, or they want to scale up. So they already have the expertise, and they don't really need that much ground root investment. They don't need seed capital. They need more something money to scale up. So they're maybe doing bonds, which we're going to talk about, and then maybe wanted to do an STO, which is fractionalizing their existing their business, maybe selling off equity or property that they actually own. So there's different levels as well. So we both have both entry points. So we're bringing that together, and it's actually really quite interesting.
Yeah. Now I know finance can be a bit boring, and it's not something like hi everybody, hi Lego, hi everybody that's coming into the live. I know it's not the most interesting subject, and we don't really want to bore you with like technical stuff. We will, for those of you who are out there who maybe a little bit different to Swell's client base, who have already gone through the journey of starting a business, raising capital and exiting and making lots of money from it, and looking for capital for new things. There are probably some of you who might watch this on the replay or watch this on YouTube or watch this back who are just like, where do I start? I've got an idea, and I need money to start this business. So we're going to just talk about a few ways. Suala is very, 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 very well versed in STOs, which that's security token offerings. This is where you can actually use cryptocurrencies and blockchain to actually raise money for your business.
Yeah, what it is, it's quite new. There's I think only about a year ago I first heard about the STOs when I went to the Bahamas. There was a company called Polycon who were the first actual STO platform. So STO stands for Security Token Offering. So the clue is in the security. So it is actually a security. So that means it would need to be registered. It would need to be licensed, and it can only be offered in the States to accredited investors who have a certain amount of money only. I think it's over $1 million, and you have to be registered with the SEC, what the SEC stands for, Security Exchange Commission in the US. In the UK, you have to be registered with the Financial Conduct Authority, and every single jurisdiction has their equivalent for which you need to be registered. So it's quite an expensive way of doing your offering, because you have to put up at least maybe 150k to 200,000 to get all of these things done, depending on how many jurisdictions you want to do. So it's not really for somebody that would want to do a startup. You'd go straight to do an STO. No, you'd have to have an existing business. For example, one of our clients is in mining, and then more greenbelt mining, because you have the really big mining commodity companies like Glencore or Rio Tinto, but they are a smaller one, and you have this really small private ones, but there's nothing really in between. So they're trying to bridge that gap. They've already been in mining for 30, 40 years, and they've found more land that they want to mine. So they need to raise capital for that. So they're perfect for an STO, because one of their founders has sold his business for 300 million.
So can I ask you a question? What kind of business isn't good for an STO, would you say? So you told us what's good.
A business for a startup that doesn't have any capital, you don't have a good team, you've just got an idea, you've not done any business before, you don't have the capital to get yourself even registered, and etc. etc. So it's better if you have some equity. Your business is worth something, so there's some equity there. Or you have assets that you can fractionalize. So say if you're a mine, you have gold, you can fractionalize that. Say if you're even a post office,
you can back the token by the asset.
But yeah, even a post office or something like that would have some assets. You'd have tills, you'd have computers, you'd have a building. That you could sell fractions of and tokenize, and also people are doing it for buildings and commercial real estate. So, for example, if you have a building that you want to, and you can't afford to pay, you don't want to buy all of it, you can get like 10, 20 people in to buy a fraction of that building, and then there's a way that you can exit quicker than if you were to do that by yourself. You would be locked in for a longer period of time.
So property groups, people in property could actually leverage, or people that wanted to buy property could actually create like a token and back it by the property that they want to buy. It's almost like a pooling fund.
Yeah, exactly. It's so it's that fractionalized ownership.
Right.
Anything you can fractionalize it as ownership, you can do an STO for.
So did you hear that, guys? So I mean, these are just some really creative ideas on how you can leverage technology to raise capital. And it's what many people are doing. Yeah.
And you were talking about bonds earlier. Do you want to explain a little bit about that? Because that's something I don't really know. I'm not that well versed in bonds and securities, that kind of securities. So,
bonds. So there's a concept called convertible bonds in finance. Now, a bond is basically just an IOU. It really is just that's a debt note. It's like what money is. It's a promise to pay at a certain time. So anyone can raise a bond for their business. Anyone can create an IOU. So it really is just money. But obviously, when you create an IOU or a bond, usually investors are going to want to make sure that if they buy this bond or they buy this IOU, that they're going to get paid at the end of the term. So a convertible bond is a very, very, very lucrative way for startups to actually raise their own money, because it's quite inexpensive to create, because it literally is just a contract and a document. And basically the document is a legal binding document which acts as money. It acts as like a bond which says, so for example, you could have a 5-year bond with a maturity date of 5 years and a yield of 8% a year. So what that bond would mean is that every year that investor invests, he gets 8% on his money, his or her money. Now the thing about convertible bond is that what it does, it gives the investor the choice to either keep it as a loan or change it into equity. Now this is handy when it's a startup, because if the startup doesn't do very well, then it can be clawed back as a repayment as a loan at the end of the term. But if the business does well, then it can be turned into equity shares, which is actually going to be worth a bit more than what they'll be getting from the loan. So it's a very lucrative way, and a lot of startup companies are actually, instead of just doing straight equity or straight debt, they're now just going into doing convertible bonds. And
so what companies do you think will be an ideal situation to do that?
Well, I think any startup, any strong startup now, guys, we have to also differentiate what a good startup is. So a good startup is one that has a business model which is in a market with at least sort of, over $1 billion market cap. Secondly, that your innovation makes sense. It's an innovation. It's something that actually is going to change the world or change the way existing things are done in a meaningful way and can capture market share. Secondly, you have a strong team, and the team needs to be strong. Has someone on your team already done an exit? Where have they been before?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because people invest in people rather than actually your idea. If they were like for example, the one I was telling you about just a minute ago, the one of the founders sold his business for 300 million. He was the founder for Addison Lee, and he sold that just before Uber, so he got out at the right time, really, I would say. So, and now he's gone on to do other things. So having that kind of person on your team, or someone from Google, or any really well known tech brands, if you're in tech, and we've said this before, your team is so important.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah, so that's the first thing we'll look at after the numbers, or before the numbers, what do you say?
I think the team before the numbers, because it's like the numbers can make sense, but if you haven't, it's like a car, if you've not got the right people steering the wheel, numbers just mean numbers. An investor knows that the real business is about, like you said, it's about the people.
And your track record, as well. So then I would say not every every startup is good for bonds then, because they would need a good strong team. You can't just have an idea. It's not and also what's the future? Are you going to do an LPO or IPO? I'm thinking of ICO and STO, and right now everything's STO something.
So an IPO is initial public offering. So this is, again, investors, when they're looking at your business, they want to know the exit strategy. Is it going to go on the, NASDAQ and the London Stock Exchange? Are you going to actually go public with the business? Because that's really where people make their money, is when they go public. So if your business doesn't have the potential to go public, or you haven't got a clear exit strategy, then this doesn't make sense for investment. And this is what people need to understand. Don't think small with your business. If you're going to go into big business, it needs to have global reach. And because we're living in the era of technology, it's so much easier to get global. And just going back to the point about team, because I know that a lot of people might be asking, well, where do I find a team? How do I get team members? And this is why we created SMIC. This is one of the reasons why we actually created the Square Mile Investment Club, because it pulls together, the investors, founders. I mean, some people, you might have a good idea, but you might just be better off joining a team. You might be better off just partnering and JVing with an existing team rather than trying to go it alone. You might be better skilled, especially if you've got a passion-based project like that. Maybe you want to build water, maybe you want to do a water project in Africa or something. Maybe, just maybe, instead of going out on your own, you collaborate with an existing team, so you still can do what you're passionate about. And then instead of going in as an employee, you just negotiate having some share equity, so you actually become an owner of the business as well.
There's so many ways and so many ways to actually fund your business, build teams, and so on and so forth. But you can't think of them all by yourself. So that's why we are actually here to help and advise. We provide this consultancy service. So we have a look at your business, see where your strengths and your weaknesses are, so that you are ready to go out to the wide, to investors, and not get knocked back. Because fair enough, people can knock you back and then you can go back again. But if they've already seen you, they might, and you're like, well, why did I waste that chance? Exactly. I've introduced people before and they weren't ready and they weren't prepared, and they've lost opportunities just because they were not ready and they weren't prepared. So why take that chance? Thinking, I'm going to do everything by myself, save money, but they end up saving money but maybe wasting time, or saving money and wasting opportunity. So nothing comes for free. Yes, there is a fee for joining, and we will go through that, the steps of how to join with SMIC. But it's an investment. If your company, it's worth you investing in, or worth somebody else investing in, you have to invest in it first.
Exactly, and that's one of the big keys. Is like everything is an investment. You know, to access networks is an investment. To access knowledge, and the reason why a lot of people don't really accomplish things often is because they don't know how to do it. And the reason why they don't know how to do it is because they aren't connected to the right people who do. You are never going to know everything. You are only going to know what you know. But yes, you can acquire knowledge, but often that knowledge comes from other people who have already done what you're trying to do, who already have the experience. And this is why, like, the SMIC network is like, what is our philosophy? The two things that will help you solve any problem in this world is knowledge and connections. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like, if you're trying to figure something out, you need to know. Once you know how, you need to know who can do it, and that's it. And that's it. Like, people complicate things all the time. They make things so complicated. They have these big goals and visions, but it's like you don't know how to realize them. And what I've realized is that the only way I've realized my own personal goals and visions is by the people I have met and the knowledge that they've imparted on me or given me to actually help me accomplish that goal. And that is it. There's no secret to success. Yes, okay, yes, you have to try things and maybe things don't work out. But the point is that really, if you have a problem, you're trying to accomplish something, knowledge and connections will do that for you.
Yeah, there's always a solution to a problem. Whatever problem you have, someone knows how to solve it. It's inevitable. You will find the right person if you have the right connections and you're meeting the right people. So come and speak to us. Let us know your thoughts and your comments, and hopefully.
Is there any questions? Hi, John. Hi, everyone that's like joining and everything. Nice to see you. And John's quite involved, and he has I'm sure he's working with an investment fund for crypto hedge fund that I can last remember. So hope that's going well, and we'd love you to connect and join us in the group as well, in the SMIC family, because there's lots of exciting things. And John's actually got some really good connections in Africa as well, in the DRC. That's where he's from. And he runs a tech company out there himself. He's in South Africa. So really great connection. Me and John did quite a lot of things in the crypto. He was actually like we did a lot of like videos and content back when we was doing the crypto stuff last year. So really great contacts. But
if anybody's got any questions, otherwise we'll finish up here, and we can see you again another time.
Yeah. So just to run down. So if you are looking to connect with founders, CEOs, investors, you have a business idea that you even just want us to look at in terms of, is my business fundable, then just head over for basic membership on www.squaremileinvestmentclub.com, and on there you'll be able to register your interest, upload your business idea or plan, and we can have a look at it and assess if it's worth joining the group, or if it's even worth joining one of our programs that we'll be launching quite soon, which is our workshop on really how to get investment ready. So this will include how to write your business plan, how to do a cash flow forecast, how to create a pitch deck, where to find the right investors, who are investing in your industry, and all these sorts of things that will help you accomplish your goals.
And we are really interested in businesses that want to scale up as well, that are already generating some income, because we have investors ready that have already invested in like AI and technology and infrastructure projects, but they want a return, like something that's already producing a return on investment. So it's not a startup and it's not looking for seeds capital. It's actually a business that wants to scale up and needs extra money to do that. So if you have an existing business, please as well get in touch with us, because that's the area that we also are looking at. So yeah,
definitely. All right, guys. So thanks for joining us. And we hope to see you again, same time next week.
Bye. Good. That's good. Let's stop this one.